Weather also sticks around for much of next week. We'll talk about when we think it might warm up, plus more, all as WCIA 3 News at 9 starts right now.
We are following some breaking news tonight. It started with this fiery scene in Danville after a car crashed near a church. Now a bomb squad is on the scene. This happened at the intersection of Main and Buchanan. Again, this is in Danville. WCIA 3's Bryce Beeman joins us live from the scene. And Bryce, you recently heard the bomb squad detonate something.
That's right, Jessica. As you mentioned, a bomb squad is here, and they actually had a robot go to the crashed car that's right outside the church and pull out what looked like a suitcase. They then took it to a secure location and detonated it. We're still trying to figure out what they detonated at this time. But I spoke to a witness, and she says this all happened earlier this afternoon. She says she witnessed the car chase and says a man was driving a black car and being chased by 7 police cars. Carl, Danville Fire Department, Danville Police, and more first responders are here. The road is completely blocked off except for first responders. We are at a safe distance, so we haven't been able to talk to any police about what potentially could have happened. But right now, fire department are actually kind of going to the car. So I guess that, since they've moved that suitcase, it does seem safer for them to approach the car at this time. But I'm going to try to continue to update you as we find out more information. In Danville, I'm Bryce Beeman, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right. Bryce, thank you so much. Keep us updated. Some other news tonight. We have more information about an officer-involved shooting in Tilton. State police tell us the Tilton officer involved was not shot. This happened on 14th Street on Wednesday. State police say the officer and a suspect were both hurt and went to the hospital. The suspect was shot. Authorities have not released details about what happened. We reached out to the mayor, who says village officers do not have dash or body cameras of the shooting. New for you tonight, a man was arrested on drug and gun charges in Springfield this week. Police executed a search warrant at Regency Court by East Cook Street. They say officers found drugs, cash, and several weapons. One of those was a stolen gun. 32-year-old Vincent Hadley was arrested. He's facing several charges, including unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon, armed violence, and resisting a police officer. Here's a follow-up. Several bars have been broken into over the past couple of weeks in central Illinois, and surveillance video like this may help catch the crooks. On April 27th, a group broke into Garage 2 Tavern in Edinburgh. They raided the bar, stole money from the video gambling machine safes and register. You can see it all happening there. The tavern joins a list of bars across Christian and Sangamon counties that have been broken into, and the Christian County Sheriff believes they're all connected. That's because the people are breaking in by using the same crowbar, and they're also targeting video gambling machines across the board. The Clinton Police Department wants to know if you have a home security camera. They're trying to create a database of addresses with the systems. The police chief says they've had 2 cars stolen in the last couple of weeks. They were unlocked with keys in them. And while they're hoping people will protect their own property by locking up, the footage could help them solve crime.
Those individuals have been caught on various Ring cameras or home security systems and been able to help us resolve the case and make an arrest. So we see that home security systems, home camera systems are becoming an increasing thing in our investigations.
Police say they will not have access to your camera system without your consent. Also new for you tonight, a U of I therapy dog, this one here, helped save someone's life this week. Police were called to a bus shelter where a man was threatening to kill himself. U of I police say Urbana officers spoke with the man for about 2 hours. In that time, they found out he likes dogs, so they called Officer Alex Tran and his canine partner Lollipop on their day off to come help. Officers told the man if he put the knife down, he could meet Lollipop. He did and hung out with the dog for a while before being taken to the hospital for treatment. The state may be moving to the bridge phase next week, but that won't change a lot for some senior living facilities. That's because they already made changes after vaccinations were done. Every staff member and resident at Autumn Fields in Savoy received their 2nd dose in February, so they're now allowed visits with family and meals in the dining room.
They're all very calm about that. There are questions. I mean, everybody has to ask questions, but we are doing fine. We're anticipating our activities to come forth a little more.
Only 2 family members are allowed to visit at a time. The National Guard helped people get vaccinated in Decatur today. This was a mobile unit, one of many across the state. The Guard brought 600 doses of Johnson & Johnson. It's part of the state's goal to get the vaccine to people in rural communities. Here's a look at today's COVID numbers in Illinois. 34% of the state now fully vaccinated. More than 9.7 million shots have been given in total. 73,000 were yesterday. Daily average is 65,000. Positivity rate continuing to drop. It's now at 3.7%. The state is reporting more than 3,300 new cases. Another 36 people have died. After shutting its doors over a year ago, the Champaign County History Museum will be reopening. You'll finally get to see the new Illinois Traction System exhibit. It features a wall of history about the system's founder and streetcar memorabilia. 2 more exhibits, also new. One focuses on the life and artwork of former Illinois football coach Bob Zupke. The other is on the former News-Gazette publisher.
While it was difficult for us, the loss of revenue, the loss of people coming in through the door, it actually gave us a chance to kind of reset. We got a lot of work done in terms of our collection and cataloging and catching up, but it also gave us the chance to build out these 3 new exhibits that we have ready to debut.
They're encouraging people to register before visiting. Opening day is tomorrow. Here's an update. Burlington opened its doors this morning off North Prospect in Champaign. Tomorrow, customers will get a free Burlington umbrella while supplies last. The opening in Champaign brings the total number of stores in Illinois to 36. Sangamon County Fair officials are announcing some new additions to the grandstand lineup. Nelly will headline the grandstand on June 17th. Country singer Riley Green will be on June 18th. There will also be a truck and tractor pool and demo derby, as well as the Sangamon County Fair Queen pageant. Fair is scheduled for June 16th to the 20th. And the Georgetown Fair, they've announced the headliner of this year's festival, Tracy Lawrence, will take the stage along with the Feudin' Hillbillies. They'll perform August 13th. Tickets are now on sale on the website. We have a link to that on our website. The Georgetown Fair is scheduled for August 7th to the 14th. The former officer convicted of murdering George Floyd is facing a new trial. The charges he and others face at the federal level. Plus, we're getting another look inside of a facility along the southern border, how the situation has changed in about a month's time. All right, Jacob, there was some more cleanup today from more severe weather that we saw yesterday.
It's been a busy 2 weeks here for sure. We've had rounds of storms come on through. There's been a total of 9 tornadoes confirmed in the last 2 weeks here. I've got a map showing where those were. They happened on 3 different days. They happened last Thursday, on Monday, and this Thursday. You can see where those occurred there from near Jacksonville towards Springfield into the east then. One in Christian County on Thursday, a couple in Effingham, and one from last week near Humboldt. The good news is this weekend brings just some cool rain showers into the region. We'll talk about the timing of that, who could see some heavy rain and some frost on the board tonight. Those details coming up after this.
Now, Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Those north and northwest winds today, boy, did they get blustery out there. We had some wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles an hour. I think this is something we commonly say in the Midwest. If it wasn't for the wind today, it wouldn't have been all that bad of a day. Those temperatures today did get into the 60s. Some of us made a run for 70 today. We're all, though, down into the 40s and 50s here at the 9 o'clock hour. Danville down to 47, 44 in Wcia. It's 54 in Springfield. Jacksonville checking in at 56. Storm tracker Doppler is dry right now. It did pick up on some showers and pop-up showers. That is earlier today with a few rumbles of thunder. That happening early this afternoon. That batch is off to the east here. A little bit of upper-level energy came on through and helped spawn some of those here. Didn't last long. Had some folks that report they had some rain into the region. Tonight, then, no rain. We've got a clear sky. The winds continue to calm down. We think some spots are going to drop into the middle 30s out there as we see the wind calm under a clear sky allows that heat to rapidly dissipate into the atmosphere. And that's why we think we have the concern for frost in some areas tonight. Notice where those temperatures are. Pontiac, Wcia at 35 and 34 for lows. Maybe even as far south as Danville, Champaign, Bloomington, some of our West Indiana counties will have the chance for frost, while the rest of us should stay into the low 40s tonight. There is that frost advisory in place. You got that first on the Wcia 3 weather app when it came out this afternoon. I was sitting at home, saw it myself. If you got that, you know then you needed to cover up your plants. And if you didn't get it, that means you're not under that frost advisory tonight, but there may be more chances for frost late this weekend into early next week. Tomorrow, then, we'll see clouds continuing to increase into the region. Temperatures only upper 50s and low 60s out there. 59 in Champaign, 60 in Paxton. We'll look for a high of 59 in Springfield, 57 in Shelbyville. I'll have us up to 59 in Charleston, 60 in Tuscola. Let's talk about some of the heavy rain coming this weekend. Here we go Saturday morning, looking at some sunshine, but the clouds increase through the day. Showers arrive as early as the afternoon, scattered in nature. They'll become more numerous to widespread heading into Saturday night. And then we anticipate some rounds of some heavier rain to develop in parts of the region, especially as we go into late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Notice some of those yellows and reds there sweeping on through. Sunday, then, things will trend just a little drier into the region. We could get some spots seeing 1 to 2 inches of rain, especially in areas that are able to get some of the heavier rainfall as far as it goes. Here we go into tonight. We're looking at temperatures down into the 30s and 40s, colder north of I-74. Frost advisory is in effect under that mostly clear sky. And that 7-day forecast does bring some sunshine back Monday and then into Tuesday as well here. We'll deal with rain showers Sunday, looking cooler for Mother's Day. Not a great day for those outdoor plants here. Temperatures also staying fairly low as far as it goes this time of year. 60s all the way across. It may not be until next weekend that we see the 70s arrive back into the region.
Well, I'm looking forward to next weekend's weather then.
Seems like it's so far away though, right?
It'll be here before we know it.
The one good thing though is usually when we're cooler like this though, usually we keep severe weather away. So
okay, we like that.
Right. Fingers crossed.
Jacob, thanks. Time for tonight's bright spot. Deborah sent this one in. She says Sadie is 1 year old today, looking pretty, and her little pink bows. I love it. Bows on both sides there. If you've got a dog decked out for their birthday, or a cat, any animal, hey, or your kid, send it our way. We want to put those pictures on TV. You can email news@wcia.com or message us on Facebook. We'll take a look at your national news after the break.
Live from WCIX 49, this is your local news leader with Jessica Coons, meteorologist Kevin Leify, and Central Illinois' most accurate forecast. You're watching WCIA3 News at 9 on X49.
The 4 former Minneapolis police officers involved in the murder of George Floyd now face federal charges. A federal indictment was unsealed today. It accuses Derek Chauvin and 3 other former officers of violating Floyd's civil rights. This comes just weeks after Chauvin was convicted on state charges for Floyd's murder. The first count of the indictment claims Chauvin used, quote, unreasonable force. That means he now faces another trial, this time federal and with a new jury.
It alleges that the officers violated George Floyd's civil rights, meaning that they interfered with his constitutional rights. Here, the right to be free from an unreasonable seizure, which also involves the right to be free from an unreasonable use of force.
2 of the officers were charged for failing to intervene while Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck. All 4 also face charges for not providing Floyd with medical care. The Secretary of Homeland Security made a trip to the southern border today. He was joined by members of Congress as he toured a migrant processing facility in Texas. What they showed was a big change from the overcrowded conditions there just a little over a month ago. The visit comes as the Biden administration highlights progress in moving minors from facilities that were not designed for children. They're now in more appropriate emergency facilities run by the Department of Health and Human Services.
Today at this facility, rather than approximately 3,700 unaccompanied children, there are 334. Challenge is not entirely behind us, though we have accomplished a great deal.
It's estimated officials are still housing around 22,000 migrant children. Americans have not been able to cruise anywhere in the past year, while you might have to wait even longer to set sail. Plus, tax day is quickly approaching. We have some tips for those of you who have yet to file.
The news continues here on WCIA3, your local news leader.
Tax day is usually on April 15th, but this year it's been extended to May 17th because of the pandemic. And there are some other changes you should be aware of. Chris Martinez reports.
Procrastinators who've waited to fill out those IRS forms should wait no longer.
My first tip would be if you've not filed your tax return, you probably need to do that as soon as possible.
Mark Stieber from Jackson Hewitt says that's because many people may be owed more stimulus money.
If you did not get all of your money for a dependent, or because the rules changed, or perhaps you share custody, or perhaps you had a new baby, those would not have already been paid to you. You will have to ask for that money on your 2020 tax return.
People who lost jobs last year should know unemployment benefits are taxable, but most Americans will get a break on some of that money.
the first $10,200 of unemployment benefits that you received in 2020 is not going to be taxable at the federal level. That's for folks who make up to $150,000.
Millions with jobs were forced to leave the office and work remotely. However, claiming home office expenses is mostly reserved for people who own their own business.
If you're working at home out of an abundance of caution or for the convenience of your employer, or just because your office is closed, you do not qualify for the home office deduction.
The pandemic has slowed the government's ability to process claims. The fastest way to get a refund is to file electronically. The IRS now offers free e-filing software to people making less than $72,000 a year. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
For those who have filed, you can check the status of your tax refund at irs.gov. And we have an update on our breaking news, that fiery crash in Danville. This is happening near Main and Buchanan. Our reporter talked with Danville police on the scene, and we've learned in just the last few minutes that a bomb squad there did 2 controlled detonations. And they have confirmed there was 1 bomb in that car. The suspect who was in that car was taken to the hospital. Witnesses say the suspect was in a high-speed chase before the crash. We will have a live update tonight at 10 on CBS. Again, a bomb squad did 2 controlled detonations tonight in Danville at the scene of that fiery crash, and they confirmed there was 1 bomb in the car. We will continue to keep you updated. We told you Peloton recalled its treadmills after a child's death. How long it'll be before they're back on the market. Plus, Mother's Day is right around the corner, and numbers show spending is way up this year. If you were hoping to book a cruise for the summer, you may have to hold off longer. The head of Norwegian Cruise Line said in an interview that he doubts the company will be able to set sail from U.S. waters in July. He said August doesn't look promising either. The CEO said the requirements outlined by the CDC are more stringent than any other industry. Peloton says it'll likely be months before it can sell its treadmills again. On Wednesday, the company recalled both of its models because of safety concerns. Now, CEO John Foley says he hopes at least one of them will be back on the market by July. Peloton estimates the recall will lead to about $154 million in lost sales. And go big or go home seems to be the mantra for Mother's Day this year. The National Retail Federation says Americans plan to spend more than $28 billion on mom. That's up $1.4 billion from last year. Jewelry and electronics lead the gift-giving agenda, and about half of people say they'll go out for brunch or another outing, something they couldn't do last year. We've got another check of your forecast after the break.
We got a frost advisory for tonight. Areas north of I-74, protect your plants. Heavy rain by Saturday night into Sunday morning. We'll keep you updated on that. The sunshine will return by Monday into Tuesday. Jess?
And of course, tonight at 10 over on CBS, we'll have more on what is happening in Danville. A bomb found in a car. The bomb squad called there. A lot to unpack. We'll see you again at 10 on CBS.